This episode of Real Ale Craft Beer was brought to you by beersofeurope.co.uk, Britain's largest beer shop. It's beer o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer, and welcome to Beer Review 3000. 3000 beers, taken 6.5 years to get this far. I really enjoyed the journey. Let me show you the beer that I'm going to open for Beer Review 3000. It's a bottle of Brooklyn Brewery Improved Old Fashioned. It's a 2016 bottle. 12.8% ABV. And before I open it, I just want to have a little chat with you guys regarding the channel, where we've been and where we'd like to go. Now, another beer reviewing channel, which I have a lot of respect for and I like, recently did a Kickstarter project. And this Kickstarter project was about improving his camera and improving his sound with a nice microphone, and I think it was a really clever thing to do. He's done it, he successfully did it. It's Peter the Master of Hoppets. Well done, Peter. And I thought to myself, how could I do something similar? And I already have a nice 4K camera, and I already have a nice Rode microphone, tripods, and I'm lucky enough to travel the world in beer. I'm lucky enough to have this equipment that I use for my channel. So I'm not going to go down the road of Kickstarter, but I was wondering, seeing as Kickstarter is basically you're asking people to invest in Peter's case, invest in his YouTube channel, I thought maybe I'd go down the road of another angle, another way you guys can support me after 3,000 beer reviews on YouTube, and maybe 4,000, 5,000, 6,000, just to kick things on. So you regular people who watch, I think the best way you can support me is tell your friends. Tell your friends, tell your family, maybe pop over to the channel, give them the link to my channel, give them the name. Maybe if you could pop, when you speak to them, ask them if they could pop over and subscribe. That would be, for me, and maybe like a video, for new people to get to the channel, to find the channel and to help the channel grow. This is what I would ideally want after getting into 3,000 beer reviews, to really try and kick it on. Because the more people and the more you guys watch and like and subscribe, the more you subscribe, the more I'm going to be able to do. The more I'm going to be able to travel and get out of this kitchen and brew beers around the world. And my dream is to visit America. So the more subscribers, maybe, as talking to you guys on this video, I'm on Video Beer Review 3000 and we have 14,300 subscribers. Wouldn't it be amazing if we can get it to 15, 16,000 subscribers? That would be a nice goal. And that would be, instead of going to Kickstarter, that would be an amazing way for you guys to maybe just help me along the way a little bit. So enough of that. Let's get this beer out into a glass and see what we get. I'm a little bit scared with this one. The last time I opened a beer from Brooklyn Brewery in a cork, the cork exploded. It was the local too. So I'm a little bit worried. The beer was kindly sent to us, 3000 beer review, by our channel sponsors, beersofeurope.co.uk. They supported Beer Review 2000. They give us the Thomas Hardy Ale from 1974. And they've given us this really expensive, I think it's £28 bottle of beer for the channel. Okay. There's the smoke on the opening. Beer in the glass then. I've got some information on this beer. Should we get a full glass out for Beer Review 3000? Big glass of beer for the occasion. It's a celebration for me. It's I remember hitting 1,500 and I was asking myself, how far can I go? I was telling you guys on the channel, how much further can I go with the channel? I doubled the amount of videos since then, and from then to now, I feel like I want to get to 6,000 videos. I want to double it again. So yeah, this is just a celebration for me. I'm happy for the moment, and it's a celebration for you guys for following me along the way from the very beginning. And for newer subscribers who've come along the way as well, this is a celebration to you for having a drink together in my kitchen. It was a 3 to 4 finger, slightly off white head. It's a lovely, deep mahogany coloured ale. Nice levels of carbonation. It's quite a clear beer. For a beer at 12.8% ABV, it's holding its head remarkably well. Let's get the aroma. Oh yes, yes. I read on the, it nearly knocked me over. I nearly fell over then. And it's my first beer of the evening. It smells most definitely like Granny's fruitcake, homemade fruitcake, where she poured some whiskey over and put it in the oven. It really does smell like that. It smells fantastic. Spicy rye, lots of plum, lots and lots of raisin. Nutmeg, cinnamon. It just smells fantastic. Cheers, everyone. Oh. Oh my goodness me. That is absolutely delightful. Absolutely, unbelievably, incredibly delightful. I'm so glad. I said to my channel sponsor, beersofeurope.co.uk, I said to my contact there, Kate James, she's a lovely lady. She said, we discussed the Beer Review 3000, and she said, what do you want? And I said, do you know what, Kate? You've surprised me with Beer Review 2000. Please surprise me with Beer Review 3000. So she said, okay, just give me a list of some beers. So I kind of said, I really like some of the Brooklyn beers you got at the moment. And this was the most expensive. I didn't ask for it. She's kind enough just to bang this down to me. It's just fantastic. I've been with these people now, Beers of Europe. I just had a notification that I was at Sully Island on Facebook 3 years ago. And it was that same very time I had the beer mail in the morning from Beers of Europe when we got this sponsorship together. Had the beer box through the door, and then I went to Sully Island to spend the day with my children and my wife. So that was the day. Every time I have this notification that I was on Sully Island 1 year, 2 years, 3 years ago now, then I know it's the same day that this Beers of Europe partnership, this sponsorship kind of got together. 3 years. Amazing. Amazing. They've been great. They've been absolutely fantastic. But anyway, going back to the beer. Stone the Crows. Absolutely fantastic. It's so darn drinkable. It's amazingly drinkable for a beer that is 12.8% ABV. What they've done, they've obviously added quite a bit of rye, quite a bit of malt to the beer, but by putting it's called a Whistle Pig Rye Whiskey Oak Barrel. The alcohol's kind of got it up, maybe from 7-8% right the way up there to 12.8% ABV. That's where the alcohol comes from. It's so amazingly full of flavour. There's vanilla from the oak, there's that rye, that spicy rye, there's that whiskey oak barrel. I don't normally like whiskey, but in this beer it's fantastic. Full of plum, raisin. I got some of the ingredients down here. Demerara sugar, Belgium candied syrup, orange peel, lemon peel, nutmeg, cinnamon and coriander. It's the nutmeg, the cinnamon and the coriander which are really doing this beer. It's It's almost as though they've gone through the history books of this beer and they've found such an old recipe from the late 1800s, 1900s, and they've gone, bang, we're going to use this. We're going to use this recipe, this really old recipe, and brew this beer. It really is a delightful, wonderful, wonderful beer. The story goes, Brooklyn, America, massive with cocktails in the late 1800s, 1900s. Instead of just using cocktails for beverages, vodkas and stuff, some people would make cocktails with beers, mix different spices and whatever, and make these beers. And they were called improved old fashioned. Now, where the improved comes from is you'll have like a young upcoming bartender, and he'll want to, say his predecessor who was making good cocktails retired, he would come in and try and improve on the recipes. And then when he would do it for 40 years and retire, somebody else new would come in and they would try and improve on the recipes. So they called it improved old fashioned, in terms of like a, and they've used this with the beer. They've kind of made a beer cocktail with all of this spice and orange peel and lemon peel. But when you bring this all together into a beer, you get a little bit of kind of coconut and vanilla. You get a lot of spice, you get a lot of cinnamon, a lot of that spicy rye, that nutmeg, most definitely, the coriander, a little bit. Bottled botanicals as well. It's just an amazing, amazing beer. With that lovely malt as well. That kind of biscuit malt just tucked in behind it. It's just absolutely fantastic. Let's rate it. That is one of the best, if not the best, strong old ale I've ever tried in my life. Would I pay £28 a bottle for it? You got to put it down to occasion. 40th birthday, treat myself, yeah. I'd buy that for my birthday, for my 40th. Christmas dinner, cold, winter, got your dinner in front of you, share that with the old man, yeah. I'd pay £28 for that all day long. It's amazing. It's an amazingly good beer, and I'm going to give it full marks, 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10 from Real Ale Craft Beer. I just want to mention it again. First of all, my channel sponsor, 3,000 Beer Reviews. You've been with me 3 years. It's been an amazing experience. And yeah, I just want to mention it again, how you can support me. And that is, I really want to kind of grow this channel now, subscriber-wise. I know it's not... Somebody once told me on YouTube never to ask for subscribers. But the world's changed since then, with Kickstarter, with these sharing networks where you can kind of build a product from Kickstarter and sell it. I think it's amazing what the other channel done, the other beer channel done, with buying a new camera and a new microphone. Fantastic to him. And that was the reason why I thought to myself, do you know what? The world's changed. Maybe you can stand and ask, is it possible for the people who watch this video to share it with their family and ask them politely to subscribe, share it with their friends, share it with beer enthusiasts. That's the thing, because there's so many sites, Rate Beer, Untapped, with millions of followers, and you think, if I could have a fraction of that following, then I'd be able to grow the channel so big. We could hit America and New Zealand and visit all of these breweries and do brewery tours and see the beer from different angles of the world, different perspectives from the world. So yeah, that's my plea to you guys. If you could get some people to subscribe to this channel, absolutely fantastic. That would be the biggest thing, the biggest way you could say thank you to me. Thank you to you guys for following me. 3,000 beer reviews. I'm determined to hit 4, 5, 6, and how many other 1,000 beer reviews we can do. It's been an amazing journey. Thank you very, very much, all of you guys, new and old subscribers. Thank you to the people on Facebook who have watched my videos, to the people on Twitter, to the people on Reddit, to the people on Vote and Vine, Of course, Instagram, 25,000 followers on Instagram now. That is an amazing achievement because we've only been doing it two and a half years. 25,000, that is just a staggering amount of followers, and we're going to be growing by Christmas 2016. We should be on about 30,000 followers on Instagram. It's an amazing kind of achievement over there, but what we need to try and do is replicate that on our YouTube channel, get that 14,300 up to maybe 16, 17, 18,000, just to try and get it moving, try and get it shifting through the gears. That's enough from me. Thank you all so much again for following me over the years. Please comment, please subscribe, give us a big fat thumbs up, boom, and cheers.